In August of last year, the IRA was introduced with the goal of making significant investments in various climate solutions, including electric vehicle batteries. The aim of the Inflation Reduction Act overall was to strengthen the US's energy independence and promote green energy. And specifically for the EV industry, it was designed to give it a significant boost through a tax credit for what they call clean vehicles that use domestically extracted or produced battery minerals. A clean vehicle produces low or zero emissions of pollutants, such as greenhouse gases. A clean vehicle meets very strict environmental criteria under the IRA. Some examples of what can be considered clean vehicles, very obviously, is an electric vehicle, but also hybrid vehicles. So, electric vehicles, of course, are powered by batteries and they have no tailpipe emissions, and hybrid vehicles have reduced emissions because they use a combination of gasoline and electric power to reduce emissions. Clean vehicles are encouraged in the US as a part of efforts to reduce air pollution, mitigate climate change, and improve public health. Federal and state governments have implemented lots of incentives, such as tax credits, rebates, and grants, to encourage the purchase and use of clean vehicles. In another video, we've already covered what the EU battery regulation does, but to give you a summary, the EU battery regulation provides a set of rules for all companies that are part of the battery supply chain. According to that regulation, companies have to meet sustainability requirements and have key data for the battery placed in what is called a battery passport. Some of this data includes provenance of minerals, due diligence data, minimum recycled content, and so on. Every battery in the EU will need to have a battery passport. You can look at our video to learn a little bit more about that. The US Inflation Reduction Act goes in a different direction because they focus on cost. When asked, many Americans pointed to cost being one of the primary reasons why they would go against purchasing and maintaining an electric vehicle. So this is probably the reason behind the country introducing another type of regulation and providing tax incentives up to $7,500 to end customers. So this is a demand side incentive model which doesn't exist really in the EU battery passport. So the idea behind it is by reducing cost that the IRA would motivate companies to consider the US as a top geographical location for opening new batteries and electric vehicle manufacturing facilities. So under the Inflation Reduction Act, mining companies that extract critical minerals in the United States can receive a tax credit equal to 10% of their production cost, as long as the extracted minerals meet specific purity thresholds. As mentioned, the Act also aims to reduce costs, so it provides significant investments, up to $7,500 for domestically produced electric cars. To qualify for certain tax credits, under the Act, battery materials used in the production of the electric vehicles must be domestically sourced, and the final assembly has to be also in the United States. The third key point is that the Act sets minimum thresholds for the amount of critical minerals in batteries that must come from United States miners, recycling plants, or countries that have free trade agreements, around 20 or so, with the United States. And the last major point is that the Act states to qualify for tax credits, the value of the battery should have a minimum percentage that is sourced from North America. So if for batteries that are made before 2024, at least 50% value must have come from the United States. This increases to 60% at the end of 2024 and 70% in 2026, and each year then will increase 10% until reaching 100% value made in the United States. So at Minespider, we recently designed a regulation readiness program to help you understand what are the key requirements and how to start complying as soon as possible. You can contact us in the following link in the description to find out more. To qualify for the tax credit under the IRA, companies have to meet value, type, and battery material and component requirements. The tax credit consists of two parts. The first part, so for $3,750, 50%, it can be achieved by meeting requirement of certain threshold of critical minerals that are extracted in the US, as mentioned previously. But also if the materials come from countries that have free trade agreements, then that is also fine. The battery mineral also must contain certain purity thresholds to qualify. For the remaining 50%, the other $3,750, it's achieved if the percentage value of the battery's components that were manufactured in North America exceeds thresholds of 50% through the end of 2023 and increasing 10% 2029 and beyond. So our explanation video is designed specifically for you to find out what changes you can make today, fully compliant and ready for the future. Check out our next episodes and learn more about regulation requirements and technologies that will help you be on top of things.